Good evening, everybody. We are back as a duo, and we're here for your viewing pleasure to discuss some professional wrestling that, for once, we're on the same side. The question is, are
It's
you?
not a for once. We've
Well,
been we've been on the same side
it's been a
sometimes.
while. It's been a while, but we are
Hmm.
on the same
Yeah.
side tonight, though.
I've just
So
realised something in my amateur streamer girl brain. I
what's
don't
that?
I don't have a microphone in. Like I don't have a headset on. Are you echoing?
No, I can't hear an echo.
Okay. I
That's
don't know whether
that's
like if I just listen to the feed maybe real quick to just
Yeah, I don't hear any echo. I've got echo suppression off.
No, there's no echo. If people hear what just happened in the stream there, it's because I was testing it. Okay, great. This laptop's so good it doesn't even need a headset.
You
Fab.
need
I
to
can
tell
sit here. My
you
hair
need to
don't
tell
need
me
to be messed up. We're all here.
you need to tell me what laptop this is because I might have to make an investment before I get the gaming
Well, I
PC.
don't know. I don't know if it's still going to be at the price that you've been waiting for this all week. Hi there, Catherine.
She's
Yeah.
been watching. She's been watching the Pokemon series. And to be fair, she has
Yeah.
been commenting. She did comment on, was it Tuesday's episode, I think. And she's like, "What's your thoughts on Jey Uso?" And I was like, "Put it this way, me and Ailey are both pissed off."
Yeah, not to put myself out there as the superior Pokemon player, but I'm playing the same mod. So if you want to watch me do it, I'm not
Please
saying
do.
that Reese's live streams, but they all go up on Twitch after anyway. Also, we stream at different times, so if you're around during the day, that's when I'm usually streaming. Like,
Mm-hmm.
today was 2 till 5:30.
To be fair,
Um,
my working schedule, if it's not if it's a Saturday and a Sunday, I can do any time of the day. If it's
yeah,
a
yeah,
week, I physically can't. I'm just
because
stuck to late hours. So,
yeah. Well, today
but
3.5
yeah,
hours. We got the 7th gym badge, so
nice,
we're getting into
nice. That's good. Apart from that, how are you doing? It's been a while
doing
since I've
well.
seen you.
Doing well, yeah. No, we are good. Obviously, TikTok's doing well.
It is.
But
Congratulations.
yeah, thanks. This is day 9 of Poke Makeup. Like you're a bit of a Pokemon scholar, aren't you?
Since day one, yeah. I mean, I've been playing and watching Pokemon since the good old years of 1999.
So, which Pokemon
Mm-hmm.
is this makeup for?
Let's see. I'm gonna just put you on full screen just for a minute. I'm giving you
Yeah.
solo layout for this, just so I can have
People,
a better.
people in
So
the comments, if you don't want to hear Reese's guess, skip forward or pause it now and make your comment. What Pokemon is it? So if you can't see the colours that clearly, we've got red and green.
uh
We've got
huh.
gold on the outside and
Yeah.
blue underneath.
Ooh. Let's see.
And if you're stuck, I can give you the generation.
Is it Gen 2?
It's not.
Oh, that's good.
Gen 5.
Gen 5.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Let's see. Gen 5 had a lot of good Pokemon. You had Serperior, so it's not Serperior.
No.
It's not a
features
starter
all
Pokemon.
4 of these colours prominently, and the shape is actually it's shaped like a part of the Pokemon.
I was gonna say Samurott because it gives me cool Samurott vibes,
Yeah, I can see
but
that.
it's not.
It's tough to
So
be fair because there's over 1,000 of the creatures, and then you got to remember what there isn't.
there's
So,
there's over 1100 now.
yeah,
So Gen 5, okay.
we won't spend
Can I
all.
get
night
can I
on
get a
this.
type? Can I get a typing clue?
Rock, and then there's another type.
So it's a rock. Is it? Oh, I was going to be harsh and say Boldor.
It's not. There's no blue on. Well, there is, but there's no like green in that.
It's because Boldor's so cute. Don't give up on me. Let's see.
I gave up on you the moment I asked the question, if I'm honest.
I like it, to be fair. I do like the fact that you have come out in such a interesting manner this evening with your choices. Are you a Gigalith?
No.
Shame, because that's a pure, beautiful rock type. I'm,
Do
j- I'm not.
you need the second type?
No, I will get this. I
Okay.
will absolutely get this.
The
I am
JSO
confident.
rant starts soon, people. Just
It does. This is a good way to build up with your
I've given him a
JSO rant.
challenge.
A very, very good challenge. So, to re-establish, you said it's Gen 5.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. It's the good thing is it's not Boulder. It's not Gigalith. So we can easily rule out Rog and Roller.
Yeah.
So
So
it's definitely
remember,
not Rog and Roller.
red and green, yellow's on the outside, blue's under it.
Yeah. It's fun. I was gonna guess another. Gen 5 was Arkin and Archeops.
Right.
Is it one of those?
It could be.
And I think based on that, when you look at it though, like it does have the same color of skin in the same way. So I'm gonna say, because it only has green on it, the other one doesn't. I'm gonna say you've based your eyes on Archeops.
He's got it. To be fair to him, yeah, it's Archeops. Yeah.
To be fair, Archeops is class. Great choice.
So every day, well, thing is, I don't make the choice. Every day, random generator does it, and that's that.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, random.
That's class.
I don't pick the Pokemon. No. I'm only picking the Pokemon on Monday for my birthday.
Fair.
I'm picking Pokemon that day, but
for the 40th.
Every other day is up to. Fuck you, old man. I'm going 24.
Hell in a Cell match comes out 2 weeks early.
Exactly. I'll lay you out in your hometown.
Nah, you wouldn't. But still,
right.
We'll get a birthday stream. We'll get a birthday stream, but still, that's
we'll catch up. Nice. We'll do something.
That's good though. That's good. So yeah, we've got a lot to. We are going to discuss too. So we're going to discuss the unfortunate side effects that is Bron Breaker. We are going to discuss the little bits of the Vince documentary. We're not going to go into the whole thing. We'll let Eilidh watch it as well, and that means we can actually do a proper review on it. I think we really have to.
Tonight is basically a raw recap, but it's focusing on one thing, and that one thing
we're really here
on, because we're here to talk about the Intercontinental Championship, a championship that at the start of the year was really healthy. It was around the waist of the current world heavyweight champion, Gunther.
Yeah.
He smashed Honky Tonk Man's record and became the longest reigning Intercontinental champion of all time.
Yeah.
And he loses to Sami Zayn.
And that was an awful reign.
Well,
no cap.
Sami Zayn did have an awful reign. The thing is, right, if they chose Sami to dethrone Gunther and that was like Sami's big moment,
then cool.
Then Sami could have lost it a month later to Chad Gable. And that was the thing that was set up.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if it went to Chad Gable after, I think what happened on Monday would be less offensive.
Because if you think about it, we actually spoke about it in length.
Yeah.
Because remember, we spoke about it in length. We spoke about like who theoretically should, in order, be Intercontinental Champion. I can't remember the exact order, but we did say, if Sami wins it, that's fine.
Sami, then
Chad. Then we did say Bron Breakker.
It was Bron Breakker after that, and then we fought.
Yeah, we said Eilidh. Then we said Pete Dunne. We said Pete Dunne because it makes sense. And then we fought. I'm not I don't want to see it, but I think, you know what, merit should come around. It probably will go to Sheamus. They fucked up the order for us, but
You'd
also
think, yeah, you'd
but they
think.
put it on somebody who hasn't even earned a singles title. I know that might sound harsh, but Jey Uso for his career, he's a tag team wrestler.
Yeah.
His singles success hasn't justified the means to be a singles champion. Like, he's,
No.
as far as I can remember, besides the world title world title matches that he had, where frankly he didn't deserve, the match against Roman, the match against Priest, etc.
Seth.
Seth as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. Was this his first one-on-one Intercontinental title match as well? And he wins it.
Yes.
I'm sorry, but like, and people,
That's right.
and I'm gonna say this as well, because I know we have these conversations before, and at least you can make an articulate point on this compared to some people who just use delusion.
Unless
Has he had it?
didn't
Wait, did he?
Jay fight? No, that wouldn't make sense. That was number one contenders.
Yeah, because this is what I was gonna get onto, because
They had a
people,
singles match and then it got broken up.
yeah, and then
But then that became a triple threat.
yeah, because what I was about to say, in essence, is there's people who use this argument of, and you've used it in the right way at least, where you can stall out someone winning the title because you'll give them the bigger platform next, and they do it right, and that's fine. People are now reversing the narrative and the goalpost. Now we have had these conversations where people said the Bron Breakker not winning the first time, when he did lose that one haluva kick, it's over to Sami Zayn. We were like, you know what? I conceded that time, but I was like, if he doesn't win it at SummerSlam in a brutal fashion, then it's a fucking waste. We agreed on that. That's what we agreed on at the time.
Yep.
So why are people now saying that Jey Uso winning the Continental title in the main event on Raw is actually the right setting and it makes sense?
Well,
this is what I don't understand about these absolute.
I know why they're saying it, but I feel like we're rushing into the anger. Okay, I feel
we are, but you know what I mean. We are, but you know what I mean. I hate the fact that the narrative changes.
Laying it out. So if you think of this, like point, Jey Uso doesn't deserve to be IC champion.
Absolutely.
Now it's time for the evidence. Okay.
Yes, we've got a lot.
Yeah. Well, now Jey Uso, obviously, you say he was a tag wrestler, and he was, and he, in terms of like his standard, he still is. In terms of what he can do in the ring, he is still a tag wrestler. He's actually worse than a lot of the tag wrestlers in terms of.
He is actually when you look at it.
Well, I mean, he's worse than both of the New Day.
He is, because at least they can actually work single.
He's probably worse than the Creeds. He's worse than both the Judgment Day.
Yeah. I'll actually go one further. He's actually worse than the Viking Raiders.
I think he's worse than Waller in theory. I think I'd rather watch a Grayson Waller or Austin Theory match. Again, we're talking like purely in ring here.
Yeah,
I think Grayson Waller's miles ahead, and I think Austin Theory's miles ahead. Like, there's so many people on that roster who could have easily just said yeet. And that's the thing. They could have easily gotten drunk at a press conference and said yeet. Now the thing is,
I'm gonna give you full screen again, and I want you just to say those exact words one more time.
Anyone could have went on a press conference while drunk and said yeet. That's what Jey Uso did. And the thing is, right, great, it got him over, and great, obviously, Cody endorsed him. The fans loved it. Cody endorsed him. So this is potentially Cody's problem. This is potentially Cody's fault.
I'm adding to the Cody agenda every day. But I
love Cody. I love Cody, and
he's a great pro. He's a great pro. He should never just done this.
If he's behind this, like, not for me. Look,
it's dangerous.
Jey Uso has had 4 world title matches. 5.
He had
3 against Roman,
and he had the one against Gunther, and he had the one against Priest. Yeah, 5.
6.
They have 4 against Roman.
Seth on Raw.
Yes, when he won the world title, he was the first opponent,
Yeah.
which was even more embarrassing. That
But
wow.
that was it. So Seth fought Jay for the world
Yeah.
title. Defended against Jay. So Jay's had 6 cracks at this, and that's what we can remember.
And remember as well when he got the Seth match as well, because we did the stream for it as well, and before the episode of Raw, and our exact words were, if they really just gave Seth Rollins the title win over Edge, only to have him just to lose to Jey Uso on Raw, not even going to establish this championship. I remember we had that conversation now. We were actually sick to our stomach.
Was that when it happened? I thought it happened this year.
No, it was after. It was at Crown Jewel. It was after Crown Jewel. I'm pretty sure. King's Ring, sorry, and all that.
Because Seth lost it at Mania.
Yeah, he lost it at Mania. Yeah,
we still had it. Jay would have to be on Raw. So was that the night after? Was that like basically right after Cody drafted him to Raw?
Yeah.
That was his first night.
Yeah. First night, first title match. The lot.
That's crazy.
Which is wrong. Which is wrong in a nutshell.
Of course it's wrong. He's a tag wrestler.
Mm-hmm. Now, disclaimer to everyone watching this: some of our favorite wrestlers are in fact tag wrestlers. Let's just reaffirm this.
And some of our favorite wrestlers are in some of our favorite tag teams, like in terms of the past,
Massively. We've already just named one. We can name so many.
And so many wrestlers work better in their tag team than when they were a singles guy.
And he does. All credit to Uso. I find his matches boring, but all credit to him when he works in a tag system, his boring style and his boring element at least is protected.
And I get that completely. Now I'll ask you this. Would we be this cross if it was Tommaso Ciampa who beat Bron Breakker?
No.
The answer is no, because Ciampa has already beaten Bron Breakker, lost his NXT title to Bron Breakker. There's history there. And Tommaso Ciampa is an established singles star breaking out of a tag team that's gone back to his tag team.
And he's also the key thing that Jey Uso, in my opinion, is not. When you look at, and this might sound a little bit harsh to Jey Uso because he's been around for a while, but there is a specific term that is used for talent, and I don't class Jey Uso as this, but I do class Tommaso Ciampa as a veteran.
Yes.
And an established veteran that actually understands how to work.
Ciampa, we talk about it a lot with people in other aspects of things. We talk about them having range. Jey Uso doesn't have range. Jey Uso has the same moves he's been using as part of the Usos. Plus
he's got the same
spear that he got off his cousin.
He took Roman's. He's essentially done this. He's done the super kick from his dad and his uncle, the run hip attack from Umaga, the big splash like Umaga. He does the spear from Roman. Mm-hmm. He does the yeet punches, which is just a clear mockery of the Rock's people punches. And he's tried the rock bottom, and I wouldn't let him get away with it.
He fights like all of the Samoans that he knows, because that's what he's got. He fights like his family.
I'm actually going to bring in, just for 1 second, I'm actually going to make an AEW reference just for this moment as a funny reference. Remember the time when MJF called Roderick Strong just a generic wrestler or whatever it was? It's just Jey Uso is just a generic Samoan. If you're a Samoan, you've got a name, or you're from that range, or you're an island boy, and you've got some moves, Jey Uso is just going to look at you, say hi, or in his case, yeet, and he's just going to take your moves, and he's going to go, and then you just want to punch him. So he is literally just a generic creator wrestler, but he's a generic creator Samoan. That's Jey Uso.
Now here's another disappointing thing.
I know.
It's not that surprising.
No, it's not. That's the worst part.
For some reason, this pale imitation of
a pro wrestler.
What this character was.
I wouldn't even go as
far. Jey Uso, when he broke out of the bloodline, was fantastic as a character.
He had a believability. Even I'll admit, I'm not a fan of his, but he had a believability that he was like he channeled ironically, he channeled the underdog a lot better than Sami Zayn
Yeah.
did, and Sami Zayn is a perennial underdog.
That story seemed to be built around Jey Uso, not Sami Zayn. You know, like Jey had done a lot, you know, and it was good. And the promos he was doing, because they were seemingly from the heart, they were good. Him and Kenny, you know, we saw the Usos like we'd never seen them before. It
was depth.
Sincere, they were angry, they were hurt. We hadn't seen that from the Usos before. They'd always been these cocky, like, gangsters, sort of. I mean, ever since they ditched face paint and the Uso Penitentiary days, they've been the same sort of solid, you know, cold as stone. We're not actually gonna break here at all. We're just gonna have our...
In a basis, you could say, although one went to prison because of his character and he became just a dirty Sanchez, but when you look at Dominic Mysterio, he went to prison for a day and he treats like he went there for like a decade, and he treats it like that was his life changed. And he's become like the prison life where he's got that extra level of cockiness where he can do anything and nobody can touch him. Whereas when Jey does it, it feels like he's come out of prison and he's channeled the hard man image, but it doesn't work because nobody believes him to be a generic hard man. Like, you put him in the ring, as we've said, with so many guys, like, he comes across a generic guy with that hard image. You put him in the ring with your favorite wrestler in the world, Brock Lesnar, and he shits himself.
Oh yeah,
like he shits himself. So you can't believe him. So he's already lost.
No, that's the thing. You can't believe him at all, and
it's scary
when you get results like this.
Yeah.
And the thing is, people are also trying to temper that anger because they're trying to say, what's the big deal? Bron's just going to win it back. And like, yeah.
But that's actually that's what annoys me even more.
Is that the guy though? Like, is Jey Uso really the guy you want to be trading the Intercontinental Championship with?
And why as well?
Do you want it to be either Bronson Reed or Braun Strowman, who are both having a good feud right now? You know, like.
And also, we had this point where the Intercontinental title was wasted for so long, and eventually they started giving it more attention again. And you're like, you have it for several months where it's not even on pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get to the point where fans are begging for the IC title to be back on the event. It finally happens. You're seeing lengthy time matches for the working championship with Gunther and the talent he's working with. You then pass on to Sami Zayn, who is a worker, but the problem is Sami's title reign is just... It wasn't as good as the Lockdown reign, but that's because the Lockdown reign had two great champions that he could work with, and it felt great. Like, you had a clean Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
But he's still one of the best IC title champions they've ever had. Like, Jeff Hardy is one of the best IC champions they've ever had. You've had AJ Styles, who'd never held the title before, but his work with the IC title was genuinely fun. And that triple threat ladder match was exciting to watch.
It was, yeah. It absolutely was. But
and then you get to this, and you're like,
well, no, you compare it to Sami Zayn's, because that's where the IC title, that's where we were worried about it, because, as you say, the roadmap was there.
I was going to bring that.
Yeah, exactly.
I was going to bring this up. Like,
pressure? Is it just that pressure? You know. But while we're talking about that, yeah, you look at the Jey Uso, like Jey Uso winning the belt now, but you compare it. The problems come from the Sami Zayn reigns. Sami Zayn's first reign, as you say, so good, or not even first reign, but.
His first reign was weird. His second reign, when he was doing that conspiracy theory documentary stuff, that was good. And
that was a really good one. Yeah, that's when it was Jeff.
We mentioned AJ, and we mentioned Ciampa. Yeah, and we mentioned Ciampa. Like Ciampa, when he was obsessed with, as he called the NXT title, he called it Goldie.
Yeah.
Nobody was allowed to touch that thing.
Yeah, but then Sami Zayn wins it, and you're like, fine, okay. Sami Zayn beats Gunther. Good moment. Shocking result. Didn't see it coming. Fair play to you. Where are we going from here? Oh, well, there seems to be an open goal. That open goal is Chad Gable.
And it makes sense.
You put it on Chad Gable. Chad Gable has been waiting for a singles title his entire career. He's still
Earned it.
brilliant in the ring. His character was fantastic. It kept going. The issue was there. He attacked Sammy in Montreal,
Which is beautiful.
And then this is the problem, because the more that you try to attribute the blame to something, the more something else pops up. Because we're like, it's Jey Uso's fault. But it's not Jey Uso's fault. It's Sami Zayn's. It's Cody's fault. But it's not Cody's fault. It's Sami Zayn's fault.
But then you've also got the added factor as well.
And then it's Otis's fault.
And then it's Bronson Reed's fault as well. Because remember, Bronson Reed was also in the mix at that time, still strong, still heavy. And people were like, what's he doing in this mix? But then you realise, actually, this guy's just had enough of these younger, smaller, more athletic guys just having the fun. And he's like, nah, I want in on this.
Exactly. Yeah, and Bronson Reed's better than Jey Uso. I would rather watch Bronson Reed with the IC title.
I concur massively.
100%. 100%. I would rather watch Bronson Reed beat Bron Breakker on Raw in a main event. You know?
I would have been fine with that. If Bronson Reed had beaten Bron in, say, a 20-25 minute match, which he can certainly do because he's got the tank and the working ability.
Just a big old Hoffs match, 20-25 minutes.
And three or four tsunamis. Three or four tsunamis, because he's like, did I go for the pin after the first one?
You could literally do the same spot. You could run him through the barricade.
Oh, yeah. What?
Like, easily, you know? And that would hurt more because Bronson Reed's heavier, you know, like.
And then he decisively beats Bron Breakker in the rematch, and then he's still in the feud with Braun Strowman. So you've got interchangeability right there. But they've went from.
Although the Braun and Braun feud might be a little bit tricky to track, but you know we can still do it. It's better than this. So.
Yep.
Then you say it's Otis's fault. It's that booking of Otis. It's what we said when they booked Otis. That was the death of the IC title. Like in terms of where this is going. And I know because then you were like, oh, well, it goes on Bron Breakker and then we're sorted. Yeah, we were sorted, but it was almost like just a false flicker of life because now we've got Jey Uso here. And here's the thing. I don't know if Jey Uso is going to lose it to Bron Breakker.
I also have another horrible feeling.
Go on.
Jey Uso's going to get a long title run.
I'm thinking at least Rumble. If he doesn't lose it the first time, he's getting
what's worse?
At least the Rumble.
I have a worse feeling.
Do you think he's taking it to Mania?
I think we get not just Mania, but I think we get Jey versus Jimmy too for the IC title.
At Mania. Oh, it's for a belt this time.
And I personally would hate to watch a sequel. But I got
no one needs a sequel of that. No one needs a sequel of
horrible.
The Dude Wipes. The Dude Wipes brother versus brother match.
But this is the reality that if this is the worst thing as well, is we're angry on both fronts. And I'm going to explain why, ladies and gentlemen. So if you are watching, thank you very much. Please do like, share, and subscribe to The Weekly Steel Chair. Check out Ao's channel as well, which we will be plugging very, very shortly.
Yeah,
but like I said, absolutely. But like I said, we're angry on both sides, and I'm going to explain why. And Ao's just done it eloquently about the first part. She doesn't think Jey Uso's going to lose. Now I'm going to add the following part in. You've just had him beat Bron Breakker on Raw, who's just beaten the guy decisively at SummerSlam in his second attempt to beat the guy who ended the record reign at WrestleMania. You've now had the impact of, are we having long reigns or short reigns? Are we having mixed reigns? But you're having you're having the guy who's just absolutely wrecked Sami Zayn, who's been wrecking him on Raw for months, wrecking everybody on Raw for months because he wasn't given the spot he was actually well and truly deserved to. Which, to be fair, that is good writing that they purposely kept him out of everything because it led to this. But the part that makes it worse, and this is what you need to remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is the part that makes it worse. Even if Braun Breaker wins the title back at, say, Bad Blood, his second title reign starts by beating Jey Uso, who is already in with the golden shovel. Roman Reigns, for all you like out there, all you Roman Reigns fans, I'm actually going to use you right now as a appraisal of hell.
Oh.
You guys literally stan him so much that if Braun Breaker literally beats Jey Uso, you will be clamoring on social media for Roman to come help his little side chick cousin and help him win the title again. You will actively ruin Intercontinental title for good. That's my fear. He will win. I actually see the hell for it. I actually see the hell that Jey Uso would lose the title to Braun, and the second title reign for Braun would absolutely mean nothing because it means he's lost it to Jey, and all the Romans fans are then becoming Jey fans even more, and they're going to pipe over social media, and then they're just going to say Jey Uso's been buried. But I'm sorry, the one that's been buried is Braun Breaker.
It doesn't make any fucking sense. Okay,
I would hate this. I would hate this. I would hate this. But Catherine, I can see it.
I think
Ailey's fair. Ailey is fair. Like,
yeah.
Ailey
When
hates.
WWE do something that is fucking stupid, I call it out. That's what I do.
She
And
does hate the current direction of AEW, but she is fair.
Yeah, and even at Bash in Berlin, I said it was like a house show.
It was the work.
I
To be
enjoyed
fair,
it. It was like a house show.
You also went in on the French fans as well, so that made me more proud of you.
Yeah, I shot on the crowd at Backlash. I shot on Jimmy versus Jay at
What
Mania.
was the show that you said that was the worst event of the year? Was that That wasn't Money in the Bank. It was the other one. I can't remember which one it was. Money in the Bank nearly killed me. That's because of the fucking lighting. We said there was a show. No, that was Clash of the Castle. No, we said Money in the Bank was the worst WWE show of the year.
I think we did say Money in the Bank. Yeah.
Yeah, Clash of the Castle nearly killed me. But yeah, Money in the Bank, it was fucking awful. And I never thought I would ever see the light on that.
Yeah. Because Money in the Bank had all the Triple H booking decisions. So you were like, oh.
You were like, what the hell is this? I also want to bring something up because I spoke to Eilidh before we went live. We always speak live before we go live on a show. And I did say I've made some community posts recently because I'm just taking a little wee break from Twitter because I'm currently trying to do a writing piece that I'm trying to bring to the channel. I'm just trying to find a way to post it. I just don't know where to do it. So I am doing that. Now, you guys in our community are absolutely brilliant, right? I appreciate your responses. So if you see your comment, I am not doing this to expose you or make fun of you in any way. I'm actually bringing up the brilliance of the two-sided argument. There's some that have said this on our agreement that this is ridiculous and it's awful, and there's some that have actually made some very fair points, and I actually respect that because I'd rather we have people speak and give an honest opinion than stay silent.
We want a balance. We never want this to be a lecture.
Absolutely. So I'm just looking for the post, and I'm going to share it.
That call back there. If anyone was around, if you know, you know.
Absolutely. Let me see if I can find the post because it's just me shitting on Jey Uso, but that's just how it is because I don't like him, but I wanted to see what people thought. Where is it? Not that one. I have to go into the channel to do it. 1 second. Eilidh, you keep entertaining our fans and our community whilst I'm trying to
Sure.
find this post.
Sure. So while you get the double-ended argument, I wanna dive in on that Bron Breakker thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember seeing such a quick fall from grace.
Yeah. I think that's a fair thing.
Seeing someone go from unstoppable, brutal killing machine, put someone through a car, tears other guys apart, you know, week after week. This guy was so unhinged that Adam Pearce kept him off the show.
And that's Adam what I like.
Pearce kept him suspended, and Bron Breakker would never apologise. When he was allowed back on the show, he just attacked wrestlers and staff again, and then he was suspended, and he was basically almost fired when he did the Ricochet thing, and then he came back. You know? Because he just wouldn't go for an answer, and Adam Pearce knew he couldn't fire him. And he goes from that, and we think, okay, well, this guy's going to win the IC title. He has to. He's not winning the world title. The world title's spoken for. We knew it was going to go.
Not for a long while. Not for a
long
while.
We knew immediately it was going to get there.
And that's fine.
Yeah, that's absolutely the right decision. It was the right decision to put the IC belt on Bron. To go from that, now remember, the Sami Zayn match, first he loses. He lost once. Already, that's killing machine status gone.
That's another great comment as well.
Yeah, so
that is genuinely a great comment, because that is a possibility. Like it is. Like that is a possibility. This is the post here. And before I even reveal that, obviously these words, I believe that's appropriate. I've called that horseshit decision. And
what app have you used to put that together? It looks like Fonto.
Oh, with that actual font there. That's.
No, I'm saying with the app. It looks like the sort of stuff I do on Fonto.
I done it on YouTube.
Oh, you can actually just.
I just edited I just cropped out the image a little bit to make it a little bit closer. And then you can write when I do the YouTube shorts, I use like the different type of bolding and color font. So I've got like the letter and.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it is what it is. It is a horseshit decision.
Exactly, and I like the color. I think the color is very appropriate. But these are
looking at the room all around me. It's all about pink in here. So
I like a variety of color. But I think what I've put is very fair. And a lot of people have criticised how I am, that I'm anti-WWE bias, or I'm so aggressive to what I post. But it's my channel. It's my opinion. I will shit on things I don't like. I will shit on this. If AEW went and done something that I didn't like, I will absolutely shit on it. I would absolutely do the same for TNA. The WWE partnership, for example, they've actually is ridiculous with the fucking Santino Marella thing. I can't even comprehend it. I don't know why WWE are so getting butthurt that TNA are just trying to get the trademark for a guy that's actually in their organization. Another day we'll talk about that. But I've just abruptly put horse shit decision with Juso with the title, and I've said thank you for wasting my time putting a title on someone I enjoy watching in Bron Breakker, only to have him lose to Juso in the main event of Monday Night Raw. Absolute fucking waste. I'm sorry, but I despise this booking decision. It's weak, stupid, and if it's just for Bron to get it back so quickly, then they're wasting time. Which I think is very, very fair.
Not to mention, he won it at SummerSlam?
He won it at SummerSlam, yeah, in a dominant fashion. Now, we've got some great comments from our subscribers.
He wasn't on Berlin, was he?
No, he wasn't. Now, we've got some good comments here, and I've replied to as many as I can. So, James has commented, Roll Me One Kenobi, and Jaden's also commented, right? The most comments have come from Roll Me One Kenobi. So, we're just going to go from comment to comment. And again, this is not exposing anybody. No. I love your comments, guys, right? That's why I've responded. And actually, I forgot to do that one there, 2 seconds. Because I actually like the fact he's went 50-50.
I see. You didn't agree with him, so you didn't heart it. Now you're being outed.
I normally do. I just keep forgetting. So you're seeing this in real time. But this is a comment like from James. So James's comment is, I can't understand this decision to give Jay the title. They've done dirty on Braun there, in my opinion. And my response is, I absolutely agree with you. I think it's a disgraceful position. I'm sick of this shit being used on talent that actually deserves to be where they are, get shafted. Braun Breaker, the one that gets shafted. Romy One Kenobi, on the other hand, says, I think it was a good book. I think it was good booking decision.
There's been a bit of back and forth here based on 8 replies.
Yeah, there was a little bit, but I think it was a little bit. It was level-headed. So Romy One Kenobi, still the best name on YouTube by a mile. I think it was a good booking decision, and to really push Jay more, it was best he beat Braun. Fair comment. So I respond.
If that's your opinion, that's a fair way to say it. Yeah.
So I come in like this. Are you sure it doesn't feel so odd to change so quick, though? And then he says, I think Triple H made the right choice. I like Braun, but apart from his in-ring work, he is boring as fuck. Jay will elevate this title to new heights and then have a banger with Sheamus, who will eventually become a legendary Grand Slam champion.
Okay, sorry to interrupt him.
Both baby faces.
No, but like it's honestly like whoever you find boring, whoever you find boring. You know, we know that more than anyone. You find Cody boring, and I just don't get it.
It's the repetitive, constant mentions of his dad. I know what his dad's done. He doesn't have to keep mentioning him.
Yeah,
I like a little bit of a mix-up. Just a mix-up. That's all I'm asking for from him.
I don't get how Bron Breakker. Personally,
I don't know. Again,
I'm not attacking anyone here, right? I'm just saying I don't know how Bron Breakker's boring.
That's okay. If you go in the community post, Catherine, if you want to drop your own comment, or just drop your comments in the stream, of course. Give yours. This is the post.
Of course. You're here now. You can comment now, or you can go and post it on Reese's thread.
All right, Amara, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well.
Hello. Yeah, we're ranting.
We are now.
But
exactly. I don't know how he finds them. I don't know how he finds them boring. But you know what?
I don't see what's boring about him. He's just like a wild dog. He's supposed to be like unhinged, but not like crazy unhinged. Like, ooh, I'm gonna kidnap your pet. Like, no, he's just unhinged. He's just like, I need to hurt someone, and I need to hurt someone now. And so that's what he went and did. And he went and did that for weeks. He attacked Ilya Dragunov. He attacked Bronson Reed. He attacked Ricochet. He may have attacked Sheamus. I don't remember. He obviously attacked Sami Zayn. You know?
Exactly. And now this is where Roman Kenobi gets a little bit interesting with his point, right? So he said that he thinks that Triple H made the right choice.
Mm-hmm.
No, he probably had a heart attack going over this one.
That's not that. Triple H
he then said Jay will elevate this title to new heights. I'm not sure that he knows how to do that, personally. And also, Sheamus having a banger with him to become Grand Slam champion is beneath Sheamus. It should be elsewhere. So I came back at him.
Yeah, but what are the new heights?
50 splashes in a match.
Does he think? I don't get it.
I don't know. I don't.
Is the opinion that Bron Breakker is actually a worse worker than Jey Uso?
That's gonna get.
It's an interesting take.
Well, he does get to it. Get to it, and I'm going to show you in a minute. So I came back to him saying that's an interesting take because it's fair, very interesting, a fair point of view. It could end up being a master stroke. Who knows? And that's me being very fair to his point. I've said it could be a master stroke because who knows? It could. Even though I'm thinking fucking failure is coming. Not my cup of tea though. I feel Braun was getting into his stride, and he was. So Roman One Kenobi responds with this: Braun is good. After his first loss to Sami, he went bland. Best to build him up again, give him momentum, then go for the title again. Maybe they could be building him up for a match between Lesnar and Braun for maybe WrestleMania and build the feud from the Royal Rumble. To which I responded, to be fair, that would be frightening. And then he said, it's an inevitable match. So taking the championship off Braun is best because if he went into a match with Lesnar as champion, loses it, will derail his title run. So best take it off him and build him back up as a monster. So I replied, you could end up being right. And then he said the booking in WWE is too obvious. Also, I'm sure Netflix said to WWE, we want Lesnar on the show in January. There is discussions about them wanting certain talent on Raw. They want Roman, they want Rock, they want Lesnar, they want Cody, and I believe they want. Well, there's rumor that they want Cody, and I think they want most of John Cena as well on Raw. So that would mean a lot of changes.
John Cena's probably going to be a Raw guy. I don't know what people watch SmackDown for then, especially if it's going to 3 hours. By the way, that's coming up in this conversation. I know you haven't listened to it, but we're going to discuss it.
I was hoping that you wouldn't let me get away with it.
Heck, is SmackDown going to 3 hours? Raw should never have been 3 hours.
I did say it was the worst.
2 hours is an absolute blessing from the higher powers. And then they go, okay, we need that 5th hour of main roster television. We're going to put a 3rd hour of SmackDown in. So you can get your 40-minute Rock promo and your 20-minute heatless women's tag team match.
That involves Bianca Belair literally getting the hot tag at some point, and then Jade Cargill does about five botches.
Yeah, they take the belts off the Scottish duo, and then they
mug off the to be fair, I'm just annoyed that that they keep going back to. I like Bianca Belair, even though at times I find her completely bland because I don't like her. I've said it openly and honestly. This must be the 10th time I've said on stream. Yeah. I don't like that the EST gimmick is a babyface because it doesn't work. She has to be a heel. Jade Cargill at least makes sense as a heel with her gimmick. She wants to be that She-Hulk equivalent. She stands on her own. She's strong, powerful, independent.
Are you always saying that because she went as She-Hulk to an AEW match?
No, I had that vibe. I had that vibe before she came out in green. And
she came out and she was proper green, and I was like, oh, yeah. No.
Yeah, but I had that vibe anyway before that. But she gave me that, like, to a degree, that length of stature and strength.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You've then put the titles on her. And they took the titles off her. And to be fair, I'm going to use the same way. Jade Cargill and now Bianca Belair are now what I like to call the yeetness, the yeet illness, because Bianca Belair is now being reduced to the element of tag team wrestling when she doesn't even suit it. When you actually look at Bianca Belair in a tag team sense, she looks lost.
No, because once again, it looks like what it is. It looks like Rent a Friend. It looks like we didn't have anything for you to do, so hey, go and team for a bit. They don't feel like a tag team.
Exactly. It just looks like two mates.
Yeah, that's just another stupid decision. But I mean, you can't take all those stars.
The tag team is right there.
Put it all on the yeah, but you can't take going back to the point that Kenobi's making. You can't take all those stars off of SmackDown, move them to Raw, and expect people to watch 3 hours of Raw.
Exactly.
Sorry, 3 hours of SmackDown.
A little bit bigger for everybody.
Yeah, because they don't have the talent that people care about enough. You know, because Netflix will want Jey Uso, probably.
Unfortunately.
You know, so what's SmackDown left with?
There is an interesting thing I want to ask you about, right? Because you know me, when it comes to wrestling, I'm watching it for the in-ring product and the enjoyment of the sport. I have repeatedly said I don't care about one aspect of the business. And you know what part I do not care about. I don't care about ratings. Because I think that's an unfair way to shit on a company, right? The narrative around ratings and goalposts have been coming out a lot recently.
Yeah.
Now, I know you're very fair, right? So I know you're not going to use this to slander AEW. You'll slander them in a different way. You will attack them in a different way. You will
Let's wait. If an opportunity to slander AEW comes up, I might not be able to resist it.
But you will not slander AEW because of the NFL games, because you know NFL is the top draw in the States, right?
I won't slander AEW for having fewer fans than the NFL, but what I will slander them for is this whole... The problem with AEW is whenever it's going well, it's the best thing ever, and they brag and they brag and they brag. So the
Which is fair.
the minute that a weakness opens up, they're so fragile.
And that's fine.
I'm not talking about the fans. I'm talking about management, and I'm talking about talent. There's talent going on podcasts for AEW saying, "Oh, well, the NFL's on. That's why the ratings are dropping." It's like, why not just shut up?
Yeah.
Just do your thing. The NFL's always going to be on, and the NFL's always going to be bigger than you. So
And
just
the NBA, to be fair, is the exact same. Like,
just the
they are big.
NHL, it's all that sport siphons it away. The Olympics siphons it away. Just be grateful for the support that you've got.
25 years ago, to a degree, the NFL, the current, actually, I'll do it in that way. Even 25 years ago versus the current NFL, the likes of WWE and WCW would be wiping the floor with them based on ratings. They were averaging 7 million an episode back then. So they would come close to kicking the NFL's ass, let's be real. So, in contrast, the goalposts and the narratives came out on Tuesday with the Raw rating. So, the Raw rating, from what I believe, was 1.355 million. Now, I'm going to come at ratings in any way. I do not care about the ratings argument. I care about if the product is good. That's all that matters to me. So, 1.355 million suggests to me, and a fair point, that the product on the Raw side is abysmal, or it's failing. Based compared to SmackDown, which is getting 2.1 to 2.3, something like that, regularly.
Yeah,
So this suggests there's something going right there, but
is it
wrong
not just the network at that point, though?
It could be, and that's another thing to look at.
USA Network for Raw.
It was. Well, actually, no. SmackDown's on the USA Network now as well.
SmackDown's on the USA Network. Raw's going to Netflix. It's still on USA until it goes?
Still on USA until it goes in January, yeah.
Right.
First week.
Okay.
So you've got
the SmackDown ratings just dropped about 1 million, but they've dropped about 1 million because they're on the USA Network. On Fox, they were doing 2.5 million.
They're now, 2.3. But they did get 2.1, I believe, on last week. I think the last week's show they got 2.1, something like that. And Raw the week before was 1.7. So it's still a big drop. Yeah. Now, the point I was trying to make in the sense of it is the argument is being narrative. The minute it came out of the ratings, both sides of each fan base were at each other, as they usually are, which it is becoming really sick and tired. And I am sick of looking at it. The Raw, like the WWE hardcore drone sense, are going, "Oh, the NFL's on. We were never going to do well," and I'm like, "Hang on, that sounds very, very odd because these have been doing really well with your numbers." So I'm finding that quite funny. In a way, I'm finding the hypocrisy quite funny when AEW fans are then coming at them in very reasonable arguments. And in this sense, I'll give the win to AEW fans. I'm going to give them the win in this way because what they were actually asking them were, why were the ratings so low this week, and why specifically was the Jey Uso rating the worst rating on the show? Now, they were asking this, and they just came at them. They weren't abusing them. They weren't saying that, like, they weren't saying.
The reason the Jey Uso bit is the lowest rated part of the show is because it's the last thing, and if that thing isn't gripping people, if your main event isn't gripping people,
exactly.
Hey, you know what? I could go to bed or anything like that.
And they are. And now for us, we've got the excuse that we can, if we're watching at that time, we've got the excuse we can say we're going to bed because it's like we're 3:30 going to 4 in the morning for that segment. For you guys in the States, wherever you are, your Raw starts at 8 p.m. Eastern time in some areas. So what, 11 o'clock is your main event finishing? There's no excuse. Let's be real, right?
There might be in terms of like people working.
Yeah, that's fine.
So
But when you've got your hardcore fans
tune out
watching,
for the main event. This is why I find it so fucking weird sometimes.
that's why I like
You
Catherine's comment.
put your main event on to hope that people stick around for it. You're supposed
really
to put the
didn't.
highest drawing thing at the start and at the 9 o'clock hour.
Where
The
it
start
really is.
and the midpoint.
Mhm.
Because you're trying to grip people. You're trying to get them to go, stay for the main event. This is what we're doing.
Yeah.
What that tells me is that stay for the main event, we've got Jey Uso versus Bron Breakker. I wonder if there was an element of some fans like us just smelling what was coming. Because I was many things about this decision.
Yeah.
But I wasn't shocked.
Me neither.
And
that's also a good comment as well.
When I saw the match, when I saw it was Bron Breakker defending against Jey Uso, and obviously I'd seen the promo between them, I was like, okay, I'm prepared for Jey Uso to win this match. I watched the match to see, like, okay, did they at least... Was it at least good? And the problem is, Bron Breakker is really, really good. So Jey Uso would only have to be good to get a great match out of him. And this was
exactly.
This isn't a match that we're going to go back. This is a match we're barely going to remember. You're going to remember the last 10 seconds. You're going to remember when he rolls him into the ring and hits the other splash, and that's the end of it.
And just remember, ladies and gentlemen, I did say 50 minutes ago the Alias Fair. Those exact same words he also said for Bryan Danielson versus Scapegoat Jack Perry. Just remember that. Those are the exact same words. Word for word.
No one's going to remember Bryan Danielson versus Jack Perry. They're going to remember Jon Moxley suffocated Danielson with the bag. That's basically it. Most people are ready to go to bed at 10 p.m.
It was a shit match from one side. From one side, it was pure shit. Jey Uso really stunk the place out.
Exactly.
And I'm getting
no one wants to see him. They want to shout yeet. And here's the big kicker. Here's the thing that people...
And you used the same argument on me about Seth Rollins as well, and I tried to
We're
defend
talking
him.
about... Yeah, but Seth Rollins is fantastic in the ring. He's incredible.
Yeah, but I was trying to defend his work at the time when you said he was boring. Remember? And I was trying to defend it like, fuck. He's now having this... He changed that around. That's the difference. Jey Uso is forever stuck in that type of arc. He can't flip that around.
So, as I say, the problem with what's going on here is Jey Uso says yeet, and people really like it. Okay, and they go, yay! They jangled the keys. Jey Uso said yeet. We get to shout yeet. Rhea Ripley's doing the yeet. Like, I hate it.
That upset me that she's not.
It was funny at first. For a thing for a little bit, it was funny. If Yeet ended when Jay beat Jimmy in that fucking awful match at WrestleMania, because obviously they had the Rumble moment where one of them was in the Yeet shirt, the other was in the no Yeet shirt. Of course they're going to do that again. The Yeet.
Can I just quickly shout as well, because I just got the update. Amara Roy, thank you for the follow on Twitch. I followed you back as well. Thank you very much.
Lovely. So, but yeah, if the Yeet thing had ended there, you'd be like, okay, cool. Jey Uso's gonna go on and do something. I guess you'll need to establish a character.
Mm-hmm.
Jey Uso is literally LA Knight. In terms of the character, he's just trying to do what LA Knight does. LA Knight, who's a mid-card champion. So look at the mid-card champions in WWE right now. You have LA Knight and a guy who does the exact same thing as LA Knight with one extra letter. Or one extra letter and a swapped letter.
And he's got a family lineage behind him where he is physically protected to the realm
Actually, I
of sleep.
suppose it's
beyond.
two swapped out letters. The English teacher in me won't let me let that go.
You know what's actually
Yeah
more
becomes
painful.
ye, and it's the exact same fucking thing. Only
You know,
LA Knight is astronomically a better performer. He has way more charisma. He is way more of a natural promo. He is way more of a natural.
and his style
in-ring
actually
worker.
fits a mid
He
card title.
sells better. He feuds with people better. He
And he puts
communicates
people
with
over.
the fans better, and he puts people over. He does literally everything you want a mid card champion to do. Now, remember, I would complain when you have two heel world champions because it feels very, very samey. You only get away with it if one of them's a powerhouse and the other one's a chicken shit. Those are the ways you get away with it. So if Miz was
Absolutely.
champ on one show and Lesnar was champ on the other,
No argument.
I'd fucking hate it because Lesnar would be champ. But at least it'd be so. Let's not say Lesnar. Let's say Lashley or Drew. Miz is champ on one, Drew is champ on the other. You've got a powerhouse, you've got a chicken shit. That's fine. Because then any babyface you put up against either one, you're doubling the jeopardy. You're doubling people going, oh God, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. We're going to get the face title change. Okay?
Spot on.
That's when you need your two face mid cards, or at very least one face mid card. You can't have two heel mid cards and two heel world champions. You're back to Raw 2019 if you do that, where it just seemed like everything was heel heat. Everything was heel.
Or even to be fair,
I think it's actually 2017 to 2019 I'm talking about, where just everything seemed
to be fair, Ruthless Aggression had the exact same problem because
Mm-hmm.
when you had quite a while, the 2003 and 2004, obviously the Reign of Terror, but Triple H's majority of the time he is world champion.
Yep.
The longest IC title run of the Ruthless Aggression era, I'm pretty sure, for a mid card title, I think was Randy Orton from a Raw side as IC champion. I think it was 9 months, and that was the same dynamic: heel world champion, heel mid card. But on SmackDown, you had the mixture. Most of the time, it was Brock Lesnar, long running period at the time before it switched over. But JBL was WWE champion for a year. The mid card champions. Mixture, but it was mostly Booker T. Cena had some odd runs here and there, but the long runs eventually under JBL was Orlando Jordan and Booker T. And they held for quite a long time.
Yeah, and so this is where the problem's coming into play, right?
A major indictment.
Of the 4 major world champions, 4 major champions on the main roster, one of them is a heel. And he's not even that hated because he's too good. Gunther is hated. Gunther's respected. He does his best to get booed. But
I think he is hated in a way that he's not hated as a person, but he is hated for the smugness that he brings. Yeah, and that's the point.
He wasn't really getting booed when he won the title, though, because it was against Damian Priest. So we're in this weird world where we've sort of got the flip around, and there's no heel. And
look at, and there's one I criticize a lot because she doesn't convince me, and this is the 1 hour form. Well, nearly. I'll wait till it says 1 hour format so I can say this officially.
We're past it.
We're now 1 hour 4 minutes into the podcast. I now get a chance to shit on Liv Morgan for a minute or so, but she's the exact same. And I put a post up on the community tab where I've said she does not convince me. She doesn't have the it factor. There's a woman who's recently posted on her Instagram, ladies and gentlemen, that I can gracefully say I cannot wait to see return. Her name is Alexa Bliss. I am begging. I am pleading. I'm going to you, Nick Khan. Not Baldy, I'm going to you. Nick Khan. When she returns, please have her turn heel. Please have her wrestle Rhea Ripley for the world title and just sack Liv Morgan. I don't care how you do it. Hooters is hiring. I hear Hooters is hiring. A spin on Kurt Angle. Just let her go. Just let her go. I'm pleading with you, sir. I am
Yeah,
pleading with you.
I'm not sure about the Hurters comment, but anyway, back to it. Braun Breaker.
I would
was-
never insult you anyway. They've already insulted me enough by putting Dana
But
Brooke in
Braun
there.
Breaker was the only like heel
Genuine heel.
champion. Like you'd watch him and be like, God, I don't want that guy to win. Oh, I really hope my babyface guy wins. God,
Except me, because I can't help it with Bron Breakker.
Well, yeah, no, but that's the thing. That's the thing. At least character-wise, we knew. Character-wise, we were like, I'd really rather you.
I think he'll be before that, Catherine. I think he'll be before that.
We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, you take the belt off Braun, you put it on Samoan LA Knight.
Yeah. Or even worse, I was going to say Samoa and Logan Paul, because they're both pricks.
No, but Logan Paul and LA Knight are both way more talented. Like, they're just way more. They naturally get this. They have range. That thing we said at the start. They have range. Jey Uso doesn't have it. But also now, the main roster doesn't have it. The main roster doesn't have range. You have Cody Rhodes, who's a babyface. Everyone likes him. He wins, and yay. And then you have LA Knight, who's a babyface, and he wins. And yeah, LA Knight, go on.
I'm about to change the banner. I'm about to change the banner midway through your brilliant point, because we've got Yeet, Berry, Steiner generational talent at the moment, right? But I'm now about to bring another one up based on what you're saying, and I also want you to answer the question and everyone else in the chat.
Go on.
Genuinely.
Well,
because, and I'm not saying that's an indictment to slam him, but
he better win the belt back. This better just be the way that they're saying Jey Uso's won a singles title. That's, quite frankly, you hand me the book now, where we are now, I book for Bad Blood that Bron Breakker wins via injury stoppage over Jey Uso.
I always knew I liked you.
Bron Breakker's so unhinged. He just we throw it back to like Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. And he just injury stoppage, just picks him up and slams him down. And it's the finisher after the finish after the finish. Maybe he puts him in, maybe he puts him in the Steiner recliner, but like using a weapon. Maybe like he wedges him up in a ladder and Steiner.
I've got a really sick idea.
Go on then. It doesn't kill Jey Uso, does it? Because despite all the shitting on him, I don't want it killed.
No. To be fair, at some point, Catherine, I also would like to see Braun versus Gunther for the world title. I do, and I think we'll see that at WrestleMania in a few years' time, when Braun is defending the world title at WrestleMania. I think Gunther will be involved. What I was going to say is, you said ladder, and he's got that. I was thinking of something that I have seen before. I haven't seen it in quite a while, but if he does it, I would love it. So you've got a chair in its seating position beside another chair, beside another chair, beside another chair, beside another chair. 8 chairs, all lined up beside each other, where Jey Uso is laying prone, with one at the very end where it's bent into his neck, and Bron Breakker is just wrenching him up to the point that he looks dead and he passes out and he's just awarded the title. Pure, unadulterated violence by Bron Breakker on that yeet shit.
Yeah, no.
Now, I was going to say earlier on. I was going to say something else earlier on that made me sick thinking it, because I also don't like this man. But this further exemplifies my point of how much I do not like Jey Uso. If you're going to have a clown Samoan, because they all at the moment are clowns the way they're being used, if you're going to have a clown Samoan defeat Bron Breakker for any title, you may as well have just give it to the one who thinks he's a tribal chief.
Wow, okay.
I dislike Solo Sikoa that much that I'm actually willing to state that I would have rather have seen him do it than Jey Uso, because at least when Solo works, I've actually seen him try. I've never seen Jey Uso even try to have a good match. He already ruined his career when he said his dream match was that absolute shitfest that I saw at WrestleMania. He's already insulted me enough this year, Jey Uso. He insulted me to the point on Raw where I wanted to kill him. That anger was filled in me with rage. And there's so much rage for it. And the fact that you've got him as champion now does one other thing that really annoys me. Now, I know a lot of fans, respectfully in the right way, call Michael Cole the greatest commentator. I don't, but I will credit his lasting time period in an organization for all he's done and credited. I will do that. I will never ever think he is the greatest commentator of all time, but I will not dispute if anyone else believes or thinks that, because that's their opinion.
Okay, yeah.
The shit thing is now, though, you've got him as IC champion, and I'll put Jamie's comment in a minute because that's quite interesting. You've got Jey Uso as IC champion with that yeet day one pish. Michael Cole is literally going to ask him on commentary if he can do it with the IC title. So you've made the IC title an absolute clown show.
Yeah, no, I get that. Here's the other thing, though, right? You mentioned clown Samoan, yeah?
Yeah.
Who was it? Who was it that sat here and said that we'd maybe brought too many in? We'd maybe overstocked it. Not even after the most recent Samoan came in. I said it after Tanga.
You did, actually.
Tanga, I said we have too many of these fuckers, and they're all doing the same thing. Now,
for the record, Hikuleo has been added to the
YouTuber says there are too many Samoans. Sounds like the sort of headline that gets you cancelled. I mean, they're all doing the same thing. You have 8 Jey Uso.
Yeah.
And you've put the IC title on one of them. You keep thinking that this other one can be world champion. Now the original and the one tribal chief is going after tearing his own family apart. So what's going to happen? Because if Bron Breakker wins the belt back off Jey Uso can't just go for the IC title again. Jey Uso also can't go for Gunther. That would be a fucking joke. That'd be an absolute joke. So what does Jey Uso do? Does Jey Uso slink off back to his family and go and help Roman again? And if he goes to help Roman again, what is the fucking point?
Just for your viewing purpose, that was Eilidh having a meltdown, and I loved it because it's a fact. Because it's a fact.
These fuckers in. They ruined main events. They ruined world title matches by bringing more Samoans in to help.
And there's one other and there is obviously now he's not yet appeared in WWE, but we know that Hikuleo has been added to the active NXT roster list. Do I love Hikuleo? I love Hikuleo.
Hopefully he's doing his own thing. If he's on NXT, hopefully that just means he's doing his own thing.
Yeah. I want specific talent to be away from this lot quick. Hikuleo is one of them, because I loved what Hikuleo did in his last year of New Japan. It was actually really good work. It was his best in years.
Yeah.
That is true. 1 year ago today, Jay Cargill did sign with WWE. That is a fact. Another thing as well, Catherine also said it'd be smart to have Chad Gable take the title of Jay. We'll come back to that after we go through Jamie's point as well.
Yeah.
You don't like the no selling, but I still love Jacob Fatu. He needs to get away from this lot. He should be doing his own thing. He similar to Bron. He is a destroyer. He should just be wrecking the SmackDown roster on his own path to becoming WWE champion someday. That should be his.
Right? Tama, Tanga, and Solo are fine as a trio because
It doesn't
they're
need Jacob.
they're basically in the share. They have the same presence as in the share, or you know, if you don't like that comparison, what was Karrion Kross at the final
Testament.
Final Testament. They have the exact same. It's just pond water. But I don't care. So they're trying to a generic 3 of heels from X place doing X thing, and then Jacob Fatu can go and, you know,
be a wrecking machine
himself. No, he can learn how to sell and stuff, and that'd be great, you know, and cool. And clearly they've got plans for him to fight Roman. So
I think that's an aim, and I've got no problem with that.
But the question is, where does Bron go now? And quite frankly, he has to win a rematch, and it has to be brutal. He has to get that belt back because there's no one for Jey Uso to face.
And also,
there is no one for Jey Uso to face. Alpha Academy, what are they called now? American Made.
American Made, which is
American Made are now being used.
It was the group that we said would happen before.
Absolutely, but anyone could. I don't even want to claim it because anyone could.
We are claiming it because we said it before.
But it was on the cards for so long. I don't honestly think
we're still claiming it.
It wrote itself. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is, Chad Gable's doing nothing. He's currently in a feud that seems to be facilitating a Xavier Woods heel turn,
which I doubt they'll even let him run with it.
What's gonna happen if Xavier Woods turns heel? What's going to happen? Is a heel Xavier Woods going to beat a face Jey Uso for the IC title?
No, because they already had him fed to Roman when he was King of the Ring.
Exactly. You would think if they cared about Xavier Woods, and even if they do that, you'll still be like, no, Xavier Woods is IC champ when you've got Bron feckin' Breaker kicking about just isn't right.
And also, he's never been a singles champion in any organization.
I do agree with what Jamie said, though. Jey Uso is arguably the most over wrestler in the company right now. He's in the conversation. My problem is...
He is with the One Brain Cell Wonder group. Yeah, I will give that.
He's over by accident, and he's doing someone else's thing worse. It's LA Knight's thing. It's LA Knight's thing. He's doing it worse.
You know what's even worse? It's not even that he's doing LA Knight's thing. LA Knight, we all know, is a Stone Cold fan. So we know that he's doing the whole what thing with and it is that. The Yeet thing is just a shit rehash of the chant, of the what chant. And and the worst thing about the Yeet chant is it was similar to what annoyed the both of us about Backlash France, when they kept doing the same chants during the AJ Styles match. And that really did the one thing that should never happen in an AJ Styles match.
It took over.
It took over, and it took away the enjoyment of a top 5 all-timer. It took away.
I mean, at the same time, at least Jey Uso's never going to be at risk of that. Like,
exactly.
He will never be in that position. Is never going to take away from how good a worker he is, because he is awful. Comparatively to what they've got, he is awful. He is limited. He hasn't had a good match since Roman the second time. Not the third time. The third time was awful, but the second.
He is also, if you look at it in the great way, and I'm probably going to insult a lot of people here with what I'm about to say, but I'm not saying this to insult you. Jey Uso is also being used the same way that people accused and turned off for quite a while by pro wrestling for this. The way that Cena was between 2010 and 2013, when his matches were simply the words 5 moves of doom. It was, you know what's coming. It might not be your cup of tea. If you're a Cena fan at the time, you're going to love it. If you're not a Cena fan, you know it's going to be slow, not particularly good, and then it's going to be 5 moves. The opponent's going to get their finisher. He's going to kick out and he's going to power you to death.
Cena at least had everything else down. So even if the match wasn't good, his character was still top notch.
Yeah. Which is fine.
I don't get what this Jey Uso character is that just says
I don't know what it is, but he has been used in that way. It's literally the 5 same moves.
You know who he does remind me of, and we will go on Vince. Well, we are going
to discuss that shortly.
Yeah. So just the final point: who he reminds me of when it comes to the yeet.
Good point, Catherine.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll come back.
Vernon Woods is
going to do
what?
It's the sad thing is, Jamie, and I feel sorry for you, mate, because I love when you're on here. I feel sorry for you most of all because this heel turn and this whole thing with the New Day is 5 years too late.
They should have done. They
should have done this, in my opinion, after the Royal Rumble when Kofi got his revenge on Lesnar. They wasted their time. Just my opinion. It's gone. It's wasted. I hope to God that they give Xavier Woods a good heel run. I like Xavier Woods. I like Kofi Kingston, but as a heel, he sucks. Xavier Woods, at least you believe it.
Jey
really has nothing.
Reminds me.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I'll grant you that. That's a fact.
Jey Uso reminds me of when Kyle O'Reilly turned face, and he didn't have a tag partner. He was
stop. No,
man,
please don't hurt me.
How you doing, fellow kids? I say yeet. Look, to answer the question, Bron better win that belt back instantly, and we'll just forget it ever happened.
If he doesn't win it back, though, and I have to pose this question to you because we are unbiased, even though we hate.
Go on then.
If Jey Uso, and I already think that he might get the Mania return match with Jimmy. If Jimmy squashed him, then I would celebrate, even though I don't like either of them. But if, by all means, Jey Uso retains the IC title against Bron Breakker, what happens next? Because I'm going to say this in the nicest way, and I love Bron Breakker. He does not deserve to be put into a main event program now for the world title. You that's it. It's like the equivalent.
Just go against Gunther. That doesn't make sense.
It's like the equivalent. Oh, I can't believe I'm about to say this. I actually can't believe I'm about to say this. It's like the equivalent of The Rock in 1999 when he is alongside Stone Cold as the most over guy in pro wrestling from the WWE perspective. And he has been in the top program for the entire year for the world title, the likes of Mankind, Stone Cold, The Undertaker. He then has the matches with Triple H on the opening SmackDown main event. It would be the equivalent of him having all those when he was WWE champion. He loses the title, he has his top programs, so he's putting those guys over. Only for him then to lose to someone like Billy Gunn, who at the point wasn't even interesting, by the way. He then gets put back in a world title main event. He's then working with Bulldog before he untimely passed away. Like, horrible time for him. He then has the stupid feud with Al Snow and the Big Boss Man to then end up in a match with the Brooklyn Brawler. This all happened for him. 1999 and 2000, when he's the most over guy. And then he gets put back in after a match with the Brooklyn Brawler. He then goes back into a main event spot where he gets a WrestleMania main event that includes the Big Show. when it should have just been one-on-one. That summed what they did to him. Before he gave him the title back, they've made him work with the Brooklyn Brawler. That is the equivalent of Jey Uso beating Bron Breakker.
So I don't know. I don't know what Bron Breakker does if he doesn't win this belt back.
He will job to someone. It's sad.
There's nothing he really can do, and that's what's sad.
Now, if it's true though, Catherine made a point earlier on about Rikishi spamming Triple H's phone to the point that he booked Jey Uso. If that's the case, then Scott Steiner. Yes, I'm addressing Scott. I'm addressing the only sane brother out the two, the one I actually respect, Scott Steiner. If that bald bastard books Jey Uso to retain the IC title against your nephew, I want you to spam the living hell out of him to the point that he dismantles him in the ring and takes his title. Because if Rikishi has forced his hand, then Rikishi, you're an arsehole. Your son doesn't deserve to be booked in that manner at all. I don't care who that insults. I don't care. He doesn't deserve to be it. This is way too far. This is actually a joke.
Yeah.
It's a joke.
100%. Speaking of jokes, let's go to 11-1. Here we are with Mr. McMahon. Now, I don't have anything to say directly about the documentary. I believe Greg and I are going to watch it together at some point next week while he is working from home. On one of his work from home days, we'll sneak it in his lunch break or something, or he'll have it on his working. Yeah. He'll do those things. Yeah, true.
You can absolutely join us for. Oh, speaking of Bad Blood, by the way, I just want to put this out there before we get on to this next topic. Next Saturday, just letting you know, guys. And then the following week, we'll preview Bad Blood before it goes live.
We'll sort the time for that one. We'll arrange it, but in any case, it's going ahead. But yeah, on to this. So, I mean, what I've seen of it is that it came out. I know generally what they're talking about. One thing I have always wondered about things that get this level of coverage. It's like when Dark Side of the Ring did their side project, Who Killed WCW?
Yeah.
There was no new information. So before I go in to this documentary, and I don't want you to say anything, I really don't. All I'm saying is my expectation for this documentary is that we're going to learn fuck all. Is that it's going to be the things that from the Americans.
You are going to learn two very weird things. Now I said to you before. I said before we went live. I mentioned 3 men to you. I mentioned The Undertaker.
Yeah.
I mentioned Stone Cold.
Yeah.
And I mentioned Chris Benoit.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing about all those guys, though. The main thing that's tying them together right now is that there's already so much known about it. This is the problem with this is why I don't watch a lot of TV just generally, right? It's because how much can you tell me about something?
Yep, that's also true. You'll see why.
But again, talking about that, I know that he is. So, obviously, no spoilers or anything. I'm just saying, I'm going into it with low expectation.
All I'm going to ask you,
because Who Killed WCW was a fucking joke.
Everybody knows Who Killed.
All of that.
It was Time Warner executives.
Yeah. There was nothing new in Who Killed WCW. We knew everything Bischoff did. We knew everything Vince Russo did. We knew everything Hulk Hogan did. We knew everything Time Warner did. We knew it all.
They killed a juggernaut in pro wrestling
But
because they
the
got
problem
greedy.
is, you can't keep treading over old ground.
Exactly.
I-
You cannot create something new out of something that's already known. You can't
Exactly.
offer another spin.
So, this is
impossible.
the other thing, you know. Like, I get it. If this documentary is to educate people about him who don't know, then great. As I go in, though, I listened to a lot of shit about Vince.
Now,
I said, know it.
Well, I would like to say one thing that happens in this documentary, if you do not mind. And I'd just like your honest reaction to what I'm about to say, because this will genuinely shock you. And I will let you watch the rest of it, but I just want to get your honest opinion on something.
I'd rather you didn't. I'd rather I get the reaction and then we discuss it as a reaction.
Deal. When you finish the documentary, let me know, because all I'm going to say is when you listen to one of the three names I said,
okay,
because you can only listen to two of them.
Yeah.
I want you to pay attention closely to one of them specifically who mentions the brain. That's all I'm going to say. No spoilers, nothing.
Okay.
Just the brain.
Okay. Right. Yeah.
I'm going to use a very specific adjective for how I think you're going to feel.
Got them.
The word is flabbergasted.
Ooh, good word.
I absolutely think one person is going to leave you flabbergasted when you hear what he says about the brain. Now,
how long is it?
This is also a fact.
Yeah, how long is it?
To be fair, when I watched, I was like half asleep, but then I rewatched it. 2 seconds.
It's a docu-series. It's going to be like,
I'm going to get the exact runtime because I don't just want what's out there. I want to give you the exact runtime. I think that's very fair. Very appropriate.
I'm going to guess 6 episodes in an hour each.
Yeah, that's what Catherine's put. Yeah, it's just wild. I watched most of it, but that's because I just do it all at once. I don't even recognize it. I don't pay attention to the time. There is something that does come out from this as well. Now, Catherine mentioned the relationship between Shane and Vince. It does give you a little bit of a deep delve into the other sibling. It does give you them a little bit more into Stephanie and Vince as well.
Yeah, well, here's another thing though, right? I mean, if we're gonna, I just want to point this out to people, okay? Anyone who wants to do like content creation, obviously I'm brand new to it, but I'm gonna speak as a fan, as a fly goes right in front of my nose there. Right, here's my little bit of advice for people.
Yeah.
When people make these documentaries and they're available on Netflix, I get it. You make your bag. You listen to Netflix, you make notes, and you regurgitate it.
You do.
Here's the problem with that, people. Don't act like you've got any other source. Don't act like you knew anything before you went in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm calling it, it's been many things, okay?
Yeah.
It's been like Ted Bundy. It's been Jeff Dahmer. It's been all of these horrible things that have happened, all these real life situations. It's been the disappearance of Madeleine McCann when that documentary came out. Michael Jackson leaving Neverland. It's been that as well.
Exactly. Catherine, I agree with that. I want to see what
I
made the cut as well.
saw some videos. I didn't watch them. I saw the headlines. And it was people not reacting.
Owen, I forgot another one that was prominent.
Go on.
Because it's happened so many times, Princess Diana.
Yeah. That is absolutely another one. So here's the thing, and when the Epstein stuff came out as well, all
Oh,
these
fuck that!
all these horrible
That
things,
was
right?
that
Yeah,
was grim. What
all
came
these
out?
horrible things. Absolutely, I'm not just here to remind you of horrible things. What I'm saying is, you're gonna see videos that are like inside deep dives. Nothing pisses me off more on YouTube than when I'm scrolling through something and I see breaking news about Vince McMahon or about Mr. McMahon. And you click it and it goes, here's the shocking there's shocking new developments about Mr. McMahon, and they just take stuff out of the documentary.
Yeah.
So
And you know what?
don't
And what else?
actually do that.
Exactly. And Catherine, there's been some great comments all night. I think I'm going to give that comment of the night because you've asked a very interesting question there.
Yeah.
What narrative do the producers want to portray?
Well,
Because
but
this is the thing. To be fair, and this is this is the reality of this documentary. Now, we all know what Vince McMahon is like as a human being. We know that he doesn't care. This man covered up a murder committed by Jimmy Snuka in the 80s, right? He does not care. This is a man who referred to Sabu as a member of the Taliban live on Raw. This is a man who made a reference of black culture to Cena in front of Booker T and Sharmell. He's done all that shit. This is a man who, before the Benoit situation, faked his own death by exploding a limousine. He does not care. So, what I'm about to say is really, really crucial. Before the documentary was released, Vince McMahon, via Instagram, absolutely shat on this documentary.
Yep. This is what I wanted to get to. So right, so this human stain.
I will watch it when you upload it, if I can.
Reviews are fine. Reviews, reactions, what you thought is fine. Yeah.
Completely fine.
What's annoying me is people just like going, "Oh, there's new developments. I have the news. You don't have the news. You watched the fucking documentary. Everyone else did. You twat."
I absolutely love that people come out with this shit and it's like, I have got the inside scoop.
I hate it. I
know what's
genuinely loathe it.
And-
Genuinely loathe it because it's everywhere. It's
I watched
if you listen to like wrestling YouTube, you get
some
like
of it is
and the thing is, I'm
horrific.
fine with reviews, okay? But I saw like thumbnails where it's like shocking new.
This is true. This is true, by the way. Like
Okay.
this is gonna make
So-
you fucking cringe.
But but it's like, oh, shocking new details emerge. It's like they've emerged from the same as everyone else.
Hold on, we've got it. Hold on, we've got it. I've got it. Shocking details has emerged. Vince McMahon loved women.
Exactly. That's it.
And you're like,
there's information to suggest that Vince McMahon, and it's always like a TikTok, like text to speech as well. There's information to suggest that Vince McMahon had inappropriate relationships with some of his female talent. According to the Mr. McMahon documentary on Netflix, you're like, everyone fucking saw it there.
or even the best one. According to top tier source.
Yeah, they don't even name it.
I'm gonna try it. I want to try it. Just let me try it once.
What?
According to top tier source Dave Meltzer from the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Vince McMahon cheated on his wife Linda with several women and did not care. Vince McMahon was asked to commentate on such behaviours, to which he quoted the exact words of, "I'm a genetic jackhammer." And
things we've known for so long, right? But you're gonna see it. You're gonna see people. Yeah, exactly. But
it's the barbaricness of Vince, and the worst thing about it as well is, and I mentioned it, and you were going to come on to it, and this is the harsh reality. Netflix have given 10% of their annual revenue to get Raw, etc., and all that product on their weekly shows on their streaming platform. One of the conditions, of course, was this Netflix documentary. Now, Netflix are, as we know, Netflix are no mugs. We know that. Netflix are no mugs. But yet Vince McMahon shat on it with one Instagram post. That shows to me that if Vince was still with WWE in the way that he had hoped before TKO got rid of him, and Catherine's right, he did try to buy this documentary. Either Vince is so afraid of what was going to come out, or there's another part of what is being brought out that adds more to it about himself as a person. Now, as I said, I am not going to spoil this for you. I'm not going to do that. But it does bring up about him and his dad.
Okay, right, go. Right, okay, so it seems like we've got a lot to catch up on. So
there is so much, and we are going to. We're not going to review each episode, but what we're actually going to do.
No. What we'll do is we'll do like a breaking news episode.
Breaking news: Vince McMahon has reached episode 5.
Yeah, you need to work on it. It has to sound more like it came out of the same place.
I can't do that.
Here we go.
I could do a different voice though. Well, I might be able to do another voice. Yeet.
Yeet. No.
I think
the writing was Rhea Ripley was doing it.
Yeah.
Well, they're gonna put a fucking title on this douche.
Just let her put me up again. Nope, I can't finish that sentence. But
also, why is it like Jey Uso's trying to slide into her DMs?
Yeah, he really is trying, dude.
Here you go.
Yeah. Like,
it turns out Vince McMahon might not have been the nice person we all assumed. You know what's
even worse?
Go on.
You're gonna laugh. Now, me and Catherine have already seen this because we watch another wrestling podcast. That's how I met Catherine, right, for another podcast, the Covalent guys, right? So they brought up a tweet from when this documentary was about 2 hours after the first episode was released, right?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody literally replied to this tweet of the Vince documentary series that when Netflix announced, like, hang with it, they literally said, Vince McMahon has gave us so many great memories. He's gave us so many great moments for history. Vince McMahon is my GOAT. I cannot for the life of me hold the laughter in. Because that is what your exact words. Is your exact words the other day. It is bait, but additionally, he was actually defended to the point where I'm actually going to use a very appropriate word. That is copium.
Yeah.
That is
they're attacking my hero, and I don't like it.
Take it away.
See, that's it. It's like breaking news. Vince McMahon once asked former performer Trish Stratus to bark like a dog on television. You know, like, oh no, no one saw that. No one knew that happened. Oh, no.
I didn't think you were going to go to that. Oh. I'm going to try the voice. I'm going to try the voice once.
Okay, go on. You need to work on it. It comes from in here. You lift your voice up.
I'm going to try it. Breaking news.
There you go.
Breaking news. Vince McMahon put his wife in a comatose state so he can get his favorite friend to bark like a dog.
Yes.
Sources say that Vince McMahon is an animal fucker. Your favorite source and mine, Dave Meltzer.
No, I don't. No.
I respect him as an historian.
That
But
could be libel. That could be libel. No.
But here's a good one. Here's one that I'm going to do the voice, but I may get in trouble.
Oh no! Come on. Think about what the channel was worth to you, man.
Breaking news: Vince McMahon has an extreme fetish for being the whitest ECW champion of all time. Sources say that he really is a dirty bastard.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's also here's the other thing. See if
This could go on for hours now.
If you tweet after it and all you can offer up is disgusting, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, like
thanks.
that. We already knew that was coming.
Yeah,
like, guys,
yeah.
be original. So this
But
is
it's not the original. It's like, only let me know something if you have something to say. If you don't have anything to say, that's fine. Just don't say it.
This is why they don't watch our stuff, so we can say this and get away with it. This is why folks like What Culture and Wrestle Talk are irrelevant now. Because those guys have fallen at the same trap and fucked themselves for good. Ringside News as well, by the way. You're the exact same, and don't worry, people are coming for you.
There are just a few that are like, they're so on the fence that they can't just say, this is bad and I hate it because. All they do is they see the terms, they see the thing. So obviously we saw everything that Vince was accused of with Janelle Grant. And we were seeing tweets from these people like, disgusting, gross, shocking. You're like, why did you have to tweet that? It's
exactly.
You're not adding anything to the conversation. Why is it disgusting? How is it disgusting?
Him as well. Oh,
Exactly. Like so believe me, when we've got thoughts on this, we're going to explain those thoughts. We're not just going to be like, it's disgusting. We're going to be like, it's disgusting.
I'm gonna give one. I'm gonna give one, and this is my last thought on Vince McMahon for a long time until we review him next week.
Yeah, go on.
I'm gonna use the one about Vince that I absolutely hate the most.
Is it true, or is it going to get you done for libel?
It is true.
Okay.
Over the Edge 1999.
Okay.
Over the Edge 1999 is famous for one thing. It's famous for the death of Owen Hart.
Yes.
This documentary and Vince has done this where it's still presented of the key element of the show must go on.
Yeah, well, I mean,
but it's also the element of the one thing that he's also done where he's actually presented in a way where it actually blames the family. That's the part that's actually evil. See, I'm saying not disgusting, people, ladies and gentlemen. I said evil.
Well, let's see. So I will watch this thing. We will review said thing. Anyways, for now.
Oh wow.
Huh.
That is from JD from New York said this.
Oh.
See, he's already a cloud sniffer. We know this. Like, everyone knows that about JD from New York. He is a cloud sniffer.
I'm not here to say anything on that.
Yeah, if you like JD, it's fine.
I don't, but I'm not.
That's all right then. That's good.
Not recall his habits.
What he does though is ridiculous. But if he is getting dragged by his comments about Wardlow not being hurt or whatever, but then a talent has to come out and physically defend it, that's when you know. This is the people are so upset. This is what I don't understand about wrestling fans nowadays. And I'm going to say it flat out. I am a wrestling fan. I have never interviewed anybody. I have never gone to a media scrum as they are now. I have never asked a professional wrestler if I can have them on this podcast. If I did, Kurt Angle's at the very top of the list because he's my buddy on Twitter. But the one thing I'm not going to do ever on this channel because I'll let Ailey stab me with a butcher's knife. That's how far I'm willing to say, like, if I am in that manner, right? She won't kill me, but I'm just using this as an example. I will never drag a talent for things like this just so I can get media attention and I will get views and numbers, because that ultimately does the one thing to my channel that would actually make me sick. It would tarnish the reputation and the hours I've spent with not just myself but with Ailey, Keen when this channel started as well, William when he's been on, Jamie, Catherine, everyone in the chat, everyone that's been on this channel, the lot, right? And this goes back to our former home, like the Weekly Armchair. This is purely a fan wrestling podcast where we will talk wrestling news, we will review stuff, we will have fun, we may dive in and slander a few things, we may harshly criticize, but we will never pretend to be something we're not. I am not a wrestling journalist. I will never be one. If I got the privilege to I've spoken to wrestlers face to face, but that's because I've been at wrestling fan meet and greets and I've asked them questions, but I've never done it as an interview. I've just asked them because I've paid to meet and greet them, because that's what it is.
Yeah.
But I will never pretend or claim I'm something that I'm not. These guys do that. That's why I actively avoid them on social media, because they do it for engagement, more views to their product, their own channel, their own sites, when I guarantee you, if I gave this channel one episode just to Ailey alone, it would be better than everything they've ever done. I guarantee you 10, and I'm going to give a specific number, right? I guarantee you if Ailey did one show after WrestleMania next year and there's like 100 people watching, it would be more entertaining than 1,000 people watching Sean Ross Sapp. I guarantee you that.
Well, that's some high-ass praise. In any case, we all know that I am spoken for and I best get back to her. But this has been a fantastic time of burying some people who needed buried and calling out some very shocking decisions. Obviously, we're not happy about the Jey Uso thing. We're not going to be happy about the Jey Uso thing.
No, we won't.
Let's hope that Bron Breakker just wins it back and we can just forget all about this. In any case, I will get the documentary watched. I'll speak to Greg and we'll get that sorted this week. If he's not going to watch it, then I'll just go ahead and watch it. It's fine.
Absolutely. Before you leave, you do have your own socials that you've been doing really well with recently.
Do my own shit now, yeah. So, the big one.
Where can they get you? Where can they get
you? We're in the flow. We've got this. We are on TikTok. I'm on TikTok as Princess Eilidh. I'm also on YouTube, though nothing's happening with it right now. Still working that out. Over on Twitch, Princess Eilidh 7. Because there were 6 that came before me, apparently. The same live stream goes up on both TikTok and Twitch. Pick a lane. I always say to people who only watch Twitch at Princess Eilidh 7, you will miss my makeup content if you're not subscribed to the TikTok. So the best way to get all of me is to go to my TikTok at Princess Eilidh. 1,110 followers. Last time I had a look. I started the account a month ago. That's fucking mental.
That is, actually.
I had no fucking clue that was going to happen. So
that's hard work.
Yeah, I'm just so thankful, so grateful. Day 10 of Poke Makeup tomorrow. There's a twist. So
I like that.
We're going to see what happens with that. In any case, I will get back to my lovely lady just now. We will sort a time for next week.
Well, yes,
it has been a lot of fun, and I will catch you all next time. Thanks, Catherine, for the comments. Thanks to Jamie.
Yeah. Everyone, there were so many. Yeah.
Someone else was in there. Amara, thanks for following along.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone that I've missed? James for his take earlier. I don't know if he was in the live chat, but for a comment. Anyone who's engaging in the conversation, thank you very much. I hope to see you over on my TikTok, but if not, I will catch you on the next steel chair next time. Bye.
Absolutely. My co-host, and it is me just for a couple of more minutes, just to say that if you are wondering why I'm taking a break from Twitter, I will reiterate I'm taking a break because I am starting up a writing project for wrestling. Like I said, I'm not a journalist. I'm just doing some writing because I love to write. So I am writing that. I'm going to be posting it. I'm trying to find somewhere to post. But I am looking to do that, and then I will be back on that. The Professional Wrestling Meets Pokemon streams, that's back tomorrow as well. So stick around for that. And then obviously we've got the Vince stuff to review. We have the Hell in a Cell watch along, and then Jamie for Bad Blood as well. So in the meantime, guys, I'm going to get out here. It's been a pleasure. I will see you all next time. Stay safe, look after yourselves, and arrivederci.